from the working class. They're coming from poverty. The problem that we have is that none of the politicians that are in DC right now have the guts to challenge Joe Biden on the primary level. Not one Democrat, not one independent who is already still there. Bernie Sanders is not going to take that role either. Even he, who said he had this revolution in this movement, even he is not willing to challenge the powers that be because he is just as much controlled opposition, even though he is not a part of that party. He knows how far the Democratic Party wants him to go. That is the difference between what's happening in the global South politically and what is happening in the United States politically. There, the people have nothing to lose. They're not afraid to stand up. Talk to Josana. She will tell you how they fought back in Brazil. That doesn't happen here because everyone is out for their self. Most of the politicians have been bought and paid for, even the ones that claim to be progressive, so to speak. They cower to Democrat establishment. They talk a good talk, but when it's time to stand up and fight for the people, they cower just like the corporate Democrats that they complained so much about when they were running. We don't have a true leader in this country. We don't have anyone that has the guts, that has the balls, that has the audacity to push back against the establishment. And this is why the left does not win in this country. This is why we don't have a left. Columbia's victory. This should be on everyone's radar and not in reference to fear, because some people are talking about this election today and they're telling you should be afraid. Leftists and progressives are winning in the global South and it could spread to the United States. We need to be afraid. No, we need to be afraid of what we have here right now. We need to be afraid of the capitalist system that we have in this country, in the wealthiest country in the world, where we can't even afford to buy gas. That's what we need to be afraid of.
Jimmy on a beat, boy.
Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, okie dokie boomer. EOOMER, please, your dusty mood don't vibe with me. You are old and so therefore I must say 10 for dinosaur. Hey. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer.
Jimmy on
Okie
a beat,
dokie
boy.
boomer.
God, I almost didn't get the cue for the mic.
Okie dokie, boomer.
How you doing, Chanda?
I'm good. Happy Tuesday. How you doing?
Yeah, happy first day of summer.
Yes. That was a damn good rant by Sister Sabby. Oh my gosh. Yes, we have no revolutionary leaders. None, nowhere.
No, I don't know anymore. I'm just kicking back here, trying to make sense of it all. Have you made sense of it all yet, or?
I don't think we ever will make sense of it all, right?
I know everybody's out there doing their best to figure it out. You know, our sisters and brothers are killing it. I want to just say hi to Fred Edward and Kamshwari Kate. Hi, Kate.
Fred.
Hey, Saris. What's going on, Saris? How are ya? And
Is
the
that the
crazy
Fens?
puppet opens with a round of a 10 spot over on the YouTube. Thank you so much, Crazy Puppet.
Aw.
That's really nice. That's really nice.
Thank you.
I can't tell you how much we appreciate everybody that is in a position to be able to drop us a little coin. And Crazy Puppet, just really, really thoughtful of you.
Yes, very
And
thoughtful.
everybody who helps us out. Thank you so
And
much.
everybody down here on the ticker that's going by,
Everybody
our
on the ticker,
Patreons.
on
Yeah.
the Patreon. If you don't see your name on there and you're on Patreon, say, Oz, where's the beef, man? How come?
No, where's
I'm
the
not
beef?
on there? Yeah, so we want to do
Where's
that.
the beef?
So I always hear Okie Dokie Boomer. Yeah, I hear that in Doobie Doobie Doo.
Doobie doobie doo. I know. I
Doobie
get
doobie doo.
earwormed with doobie doobie doo too.
Jesse over
Doobie
on
doobie doo.
Sabby uses that one all the time. Crazy Puppet says Okie Dokie. I don't know. We're going to have an easy show tonight. It's going to be quick, and there's a lot of our sisters and brothers on right now. If you want to see Sister Misty or Straight, who's over there with us? Misty is over with
Lee
Tara
Stranahan,
Reid. Lee
right?
Stranahan and Misty are over there on Tara Reid right now. If you guys want to jump over there and check it out, always recommend Sister Misty and Lee Stranahan.
Always, gosh, she's always on fire.
Yeah,
Heck
she's
yeah.
always killing it. I mean, we're not trying to run anybody off. Believe me, we're just real. We're real about it, you know. So we're gonna let you know who's going on and support our sisters and brothers. Walk our talk. So,
we shout out. Did we shout out the chat yet?
I shouted out the chat, but there's more coming in. I think Crone of Anarchy is here. Hi, Crone.
Hi, President Jesus. I
President
see you.
Jesus. Dovimeka.
Wuhan Institute of Virology. I'm glad you're in the house. Yeah,
Jilly. Hi, Jilly. Jilly's here.
Hi, Jilly.
I've been shouting Jilly out. We've been following her around today or stalking her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we stalk Jilly all day,
We
right?
stalk Jilly all
Right.
day. We just end up in the same
Hey, Doble
same
Mega.
chat. So again, great to see everybody. We're gonna move through this show pretty quick. I'm a little warm here tonight. Got to be 75.
Yeah, I'm sitting on my AC right now, so I'm going to turn into a Shanda Pop before the show is over.
Shanda Pop. Is there a flavor with that pop? Is it spicy or what is it?
Spicy, yeah, right.
Spicy Shanda Pops.
It's
We've got.
sweet. Come on.
Let me just go through these. The show is satire most of the
Satire.
time. Even when
Most
we're
of the time.
serious, it's kind of satire. Is it satire-ish? Is that a word or is that
Satire.
just
Satire.
just Irish? And I'm trying to get my mouse to work. It doesn't work the way I want to. Did do a Convo Couch show today. It was great talking about Global South and Pakistan and other places. Fee and Pasta. Fee is from Moscow, so if you
I
can, you
know,
see
yeah.
Combo Couch go on, go over there and help them with the algorithm. They're getting the shit shadow banned out of them.
Okay.
And that's a rough one. We got our Patreon. Please join our Patreon for 1, 2, or 3. If you get the big boomer, you get the title card for associate producer. And Shanda, if I screw up, let me know. It is the first day of summer, which is the 21st. So we've got, what do we got coming this weekend?
Hot boomer nights, hot summer nights.
Hot summer nights, Beauty and the Boomer. I am looking forward to that. We're going to do our black and white film noir and all the above theme this Saturday night. Looking forward to
Yep.
doing that. And
Those are always fun.
my cheeks will be in black and white. It sags anymore, so I need toothpicks in here to push up my cheeks.
The last one we did looked really visually good. When I was going through and editing our videos, I was like, wow, that looks really good. So yeah, let's try it again.
Yeah,
and
let's give it a whirl.
film noir. So we're going to kick it off. We're going to do film noir the first week. And then from there, we're going to do nostalgic boomer flashbacks the whole summer. And we're going to make our way through, late 50s, 60s, 70s. And we're going to finish out the summer with a big old 80s party. So
Yeah.
that's where we're at.
Absolutely. That's and if you're younger and you haven't been exposed to pop culture, we're going to do our best to expose you to pop culture, get that radioactive pop culture all over you.
Yeah.
I am trying to get this camera squared in here, Shanda. As you can see, it is not quite on there. It slipped. Okay, I think I got it now.
Slippage.
It's slippage. I think I got it. It's slippage. There it is. You brought this.
Yeah,
What do we
okay.
got going on here tonight?
Ah, happy Indigenous People Day.
It is.
Did you know today was Indigenous People Day?
Yes, I did. I did know.
Very
it was
good.
Indigenous People.
Yeah. And do you know why that it is? It's maximum daylight, right? Because it's the solstice, and that's very important to Indigenous people.
What? Does it go around? Does it start going backwards now?
Yeah, we start losing daylight
Oh,
now.
shit. We just got here. What the hell? It was 4 o'clock. It was getting dark, and now this is it, huh? It's going to be light till what, 9:30 now?
Well, it's slow, right? It's slow about going back.
Oh,
It's
God, I
not that
hope so,
fast.
because we haven't had...
Crazy puppet. Yeah, Patreon is sus. They are so sus. I hear you. I get it.
What
we
happened?
built it. Oh, Patreon is totally sus, right?
What does sus mean? I'm old.
Sus means you're a boomer. It's suspicious.
Oh God, they all are. If you have a suggestion as a way to
Yeah.
monetize similarly to
tell
that,
us.
tell us, for God's sakes.
We were doing PayPal, but they suck ass.
Yeah, and we
I was
still
doing
do it.
GoFundMe.
Yeah.
They suck ass.
Yeah.
Like,
And
they all take their share. I don't
Gifts
know what
and
to
Go. Some of our friends, sisters are using, or others using Gifts and Go. I don't know what to do. You know, we
whatever. We've been accused of being Republicans and being pushed right and pushing people right. And I just feel like if I could get a Gifts and Go, that they're like, yeah, see, we told you.
you're Republicans because you
you're
follow
now.
Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. So that makes you a Republican?
Another prisoner said she was offered money to kill her, plus rumors that there was a gun smuggled in. Wow, Jilly. Ghislaine Maxwell's back in the news. Another prisoner said she was offered money to kill her, plus rumors that a gun was smuggled in. Somebody trying to silence Ghislaine? Why? I mean, what can she really do from there? I don't know.
Unless she's got, what do you call that when you have something buried that triggers if you go out?
Well, this is on the DOJ. They got that list. What the hell? What the hell? You're Department of Justice. You seek no justice ever for anything.
Yeah. Well,
what justice?
This is the thing. They should just, tell Hillary just to go in the cell and do it so we can watch.
Right?
Yeah.
At this point, like, there isn't anybody on the planet that doesn't believe that the kill list story, right?
It is. It is a kill list story. You brought this. I see Billy Cosby's back in the mail.
Oh, yes. This just dropped this evening. So civil jury finds Bill Cosby as a teenager in 1975. Jurors at a civil trial found Tuesday that Bill Cosby essayed a 16-year-old girl at the Playboy Mansion in 1975. The Los Angeles County juror delivered the verdict in favor of Judy Huth, who is now 64, and awarded her $500,000. The juror's decision comes nearly a year after his Pennsylvania criminal conviction for SA was thrown out and he was freed from prison. Yeah, 500 grand.
And the beat goes on.
And the beat goes on. And you know what caught me on my eye really on this? I mean, we all know Bill Cosby is this way, but it's the Playboy Mansion. Keep your ears perked, because now that, Playboy Master is dead, we're starting to get leakage, because he was always so great at PR and damage control around the whole Playboy empire, right? And all the dirty dealings, everything that had been going on for freaking 40 years. It's going to start trickling out, and it's starting to seep out. We're going to start hearing massive, horrific stories about the shit that went down in the Playboy Mansion. Mark my words.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming to a head, but it doesn't seem like.
But nobody cares. Nobody gives a
care.
shit, and nobody's gonna stop it from continuing to happen. Like, yeah.
You know what makes me crazy is all of these January 6th fanatics. That's the only thing that they give a shit about. I mean, these people.
We're gonna make fun of them.
They don't care about economic crash, inflation, global climate change, more
gas
wars
prices,
thanks to the Democrats.
Food prices,
every gas price. They don't care. All they care about is, we're going to indict Donald Trump and put them all in jail for insurrection. And it's like, your priorities are kind of fucked up, man.
Yeah. Who gives a shit? I can't buy groceries. I can't get to the damn grocery store. My priorities have completely shifted from where I was at in 2016. I can tell you, I was fighting environment, and I was fighting, for the global outlook of it. And now I'm like, I can't afford to have that fight anymore. I have to worry about how I'm going to eat, how I'm going to pay my bills, how I'm going to survive.
Absolutely.
And I think more and more people are at that point too.
Well, those of you who are senior citizens on a fixed income, you're going to, And
you're feeling it too.
This was my argument about the stimulus too, because some of my peers who are seniors didn't think that senior citizens should get stimulus. So what happens if
tell him, Derma.
That's Missy. What happens?
Is that Missy?
Missy. What happens if inflation spikes like this? It's not like our income is not a static situation as seniors.
They don't adjust it. They give you $20 extra that your landlord ends up taking every year for a raise. And you're absolutely right. So what happens when you go to Walmart for your one monthly trip to get the things that you need? You start cutting back and putting things back. Okay, well, I only need, one bag of Depends. instead of 2. That gets me through the month. This is what we're doing to our seniors. So, they can't afford to feed their pets. So, you know what? Let them be lonely. They don't need pets. I mean, it's just, you're taking small, little, tiny necessities from their lives with these insane prices across the board. And it's straight greed. The dollar stores, that 25-cent jack up. Come on. That was straight freaking greed.
Let me read this. Let me read this, and I'll get Missy to take a break. Daddy, I'm okay now. Everyone is paid off, son. Media in my back pocket. The real faces of white liberal privilege. I would say that's pretty damn accurate, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, let's. You brought
that
this.
picture grosses me out.
What is this, Pete Buttigieg? What's he doing now?
Okay, so this was Pete a month ago talking about, the inflation.
Okay, let's hear what he's got to say.
So there's a very clear difference in strategies here against some very challenging economic problems. And by the way, you can also look at the track record of where we've gotten over the course of the last year. Of course, we have challenges right now. But
well, wait a minute.
Of course, we have challenges right now. But
do you think?
Look at the where this administration began, where there was a very real risk of recession, if not depression.
This guy is freaking clueless, right? So basically, he's like, "Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad." Well, you know what? He got his flight canceled this weekend and he had to rent a car and drive all the way back to DC, and now he's pissed. So he's going to do something about it.
All right, let's hear what he's got to do about it.
Another round of delays and cancellations this morning after a travel nightmare played out at airports across the country this holiday weekend. Now, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is putting the airlines on notice. This weekend, his own flight was canceled, forcing him to drive from D.C. to New York City. The secretary is now pushing the airlines to do more to fix the mess, warning that the government could step in on behalf of frustrated flyers and force airlines to hire more workers to solve the problem. Adam, I'm going to start with you on this one, because one of the problems the airlines are facing is the high cost of jet fuel. Not their fault, more the administration's fault. The other problem, of course, is what's happening in the labor market. And even though those numbers look very strong, as we discussed, there are still shortages in some industries, and that's a problem that's plaguing the airlines right now.
Well, if you roll back the tape about 18 months and remember where we were in the middle of COVID, there were a lot of airlines that actually were forcing pilots to effectively take voluntary dismissals, layoffs, etc. And now all of a sudden, fast forward, the economy comes roaring back. You can't just bring those people right back in. They have to be recertified. That takes time. And so there's some very structural issues that are unique to the airline business, and I think that's really what's creating the issues. You can always charge people more for airline tickets to make up for jet fuel prices, and they either will or will not pay for it. At the moment, they are. But that pilot shortage is...
Don't you feel like you're being jerked around?
What an asshole. What an asshole. It wasn't a problem till it was a problem for him, right?
Yeah, I know. This is ridiculous. I don't know. What is the chat? Barbara, what do you think about all this crap? Barbara Bartleson.
I want to know who can afford a fucking plane ticket anymore.
Yeah, and who can mentally afford the abuse that even traveling someplace.
Yes, this psychological abuse. Yes, I have to give them my biometrics. I have to be in line for hours to have probes up my anus. You're right.
Overbooking. They're still overbooking, and they don't... Right. I can't remember. One of the airlines was going to have to cancel a bunch of flights because they don't have the pilots to fly the plane.
Well, then that's what he was talking about. And, when they mandated the boop boop, a lot of ones retired that were close to retiring. A lot said, screw that. I'm not going to go into an industry where I'm mandated and told what to do. So there's been a real drop off of people even, trying to become a pilot.
But flying
is going to be for the elite very shortly.
I think
The elite only
I
stuff.
think it already is. I mean,
It wa-
all
yeah.
these private jets and stuff. You get the picture, right? They got the private jets. They look like the inside of a beautiful condo, and they've
Yeah,
got
right.
they've got waiters and waitresses just waiting them on hand and foot
Staff, yeah.
while the peeps do this. Eric T. Red Buttigieg is perfect Democrat. Yes, he is.
He is School of the Americas CIA.
Yeah.
Yes,
Terry
yes.
Connolly. Hi, Terry. Good to see you. And Walski is in from Vermont. How's that?
How you feeling,
How
Al?
you feeling, Al? You feeling better, brother? I want to address the chat more if I possibly can. So we want to chat more.
Dress away.
Yeah, we want to chat more on the short takes and, bring a little bit less video and crap. Chris Legion, every 2 years we swear in a new Congress. And I thought this was so good that he nailed it so eloquently, expertly. I just can't make out who's who behind there. Why is Jen Psaki up there? Oh, there's a bunch of Jen Psakis. So
That was rude.
yeah, they're all Jen Psakis. We do have,
That's just rude to clowns.
yeah.
They don't lie. They don't
Yeah.
circle back. Come
Yeah.
on.
Well, I picked up this. I think this is E-Trade Travel. Is it United Spot or what is this? I don't know. Let's watch it. But
it's the United Spot. It's United
It's
Spot.
the United Spot. So Joe Biden's suckling at the teat of Obama bottle.
That's nothing new.
It's nap time, Joe. It's had a rough couple of days. You need your sleep. I don't want to take a nap. Joe, I said it's nap time. No. Close your eyes and go to bed. I don't want to. Joe, drink your formula. I don't want to. Joe, there's starving kids in America who don't have formula. Drink it. I don't care. Wah! I know you don't care, buddy. I don't care either. But you gotta eat and take a nap. Help me, corn pop. Joe, did you just poop? You like that? Yeah. Come on, Joe. I'm not changing that. Kamala will. Well, since she can't kneel her way to the top anymore, I'm sure she probably will. Hey, Kamala,
Did get your knee pads on and get in here
now. Joe, close your eyes and go to bed, please.
No, I don't want it.
Yeah, I
Joe,
knew somebody-
don't make me call Jill.
All right. I'll go to bed.
That's a good boy. Sleep tight.
Oh my
Asshole.
God. Oh,
Terrible. Terrible.
Hey,
Terrible but
Terrible.
true. It's like it's been that way. It's been that way ever since the primaries. It's been that way, because he rigged the primaries for him, had everybody jump out. So yeah, we're gonna take shots at him all day long. Al says breathing better, but still a problem. I'm on O2. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Al. I'm glad you got O2.
Yeah.
Farron, what are you doing here, Farron?
Hey, Farron. I was over at your show and I left a comment that you can't run candidates in a rigged system unless they're preordained. I felt special. I got shouted out on Farron.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
You got to quit giving Kid a hard time about Chicago versus New York
Hey,
pizza.
New York pizza. Come on.
Yeah.
I love Kit though. I like Kit. I love you, but
Yeah, I
no.
know. I went over there and checked it out and threw him a couple of tokens over there too. We've got another United Spot here, and I like this one. This is
Well, come on.
ever since Joe had the
Crashed.
little toe clip thing with his toe. They're making fun of him riding his big wheel. So let's check it out. See if this works.
I love my big wheel.
Sleek. It's black.
It's beautiful. It's new big wheel Cobra Psycho from Marx.
You can make Cobra really move.
And Cobra comes with a license plate and letter so you can put your name on it.
Cobra, the beautiful black big wheel you can put your name on.
Big wheel Cobra with license plate. New from Marx.
Assembly required.
You got a helmet? Oh, I've got a helmet.
Poor Joe.
Oh,
Poor Joe.
Farron, I'm sorry. Farron says I take that back. Chicago pizza forever.
Oh no.
She would. She's a Chicago girl.
No. I don't know. This Joe with the big wheel stuff I gotta like. I have a question though, Shanda. I brought this meme, but I don't get it. Other than the impeach me, I won't even remember. Is that a Chinese flag in the glasses? Is this a Republican meme? Is this something a right winger did, or is?
Yeah, right. Because that's one of the right wing talking points is that Biden's owned by the Chinese. Yes.
No, I thought he's owned by Ukraine. That should be Ukrainian.
He's owned by everybody. Basically, that's freaking got money.
Yeah,
but yeah.
You guys, you GOPers,
it's all one big club.
You GOPers, you need to check your messaging there because that is wholly inaccurate. I think the Chinese laugh at Joe Biden all the time.
They do. He's the scum on the bottom of their shoe.
I want to address something too. We've been getting a couple of snarkies in our comments on the YouTubes. I think about we're heavily right now. Are we right wingers now? Is that what they're saying?
Whatever.
We are
right wing.
We are not right wing. We are not left wing for sure. We are for the people wing. That's who we are. We're calling it bullshit.
I've been called more things by the left than I ever was called by the right when I was identified as the left. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the Democrats that are rude and mean and snarky. And
they're the
I
worst.
don't get attacked. I don't get attacked by the right like I do get attacked by. I mean, I've had right friends that I have bantered with, go back and forth, but they never just lost their shit and called me names like the left does.
No, it's really horrible. They don't come at me too often because they don't want to get spanked. But
hey, we attack both sides of duopoly.
Yeah, we
take
them both out. And again, Eric, I saw you in there, Eric. You guys are killing it over there at Sabby Sabs. Keep it up. You guys are doing the best work out there. I would say that what's hot and what's not. Sabrina Savati, her words of wisdom are hot. Her opinions are hot. Her views are dead on. So we're riding with Sabrina and the couch and many of our other sisters and brothers, but I just want to shout those ones out. We've got what now is Jose? Is he skate? Oh, he's at the golf course. Is this with the life alert on? Is this another one? Jesus, they're pigpacking on Joe this week. What the hell? Poor Joe. Leave Joe alone.
Has this ever happened to you? Help! I've fallen and I can't get up! Thinking you can do simple tasks like walking upstairs and riding a bicycle? Help! I was riding a bicycle, but then I fell down! Have you fallen and have no idea where you are?
That.
Help! I've fallen and I don't know where I am!
Out of your chair?
You're in luck!
Now at the chiropractor's
Introducing
office. He
Help,
was going to
I've
call
fallen
an
down
ambulance.
and I can't get up! And I don't know where I am. From Joe Biden. What's that? And who the hell am I? Help, I've fallen down and I can't get up and I don't know where I am is the latest, greatest gadget to help rescue people who think they're fit to do things but aren't really fit to do anything at all. Wow, that sounds like me. Does it actually work? Of course it does, stupid. Just press the button and we'll pretend nothing happened. Wait a minute. What's my name? Did I fall down? I don't know. Did you? I have no idea. Did I? We won't tell if you don't. Help, I've fallen and I can't get up and I don't know where I am. From Joe Biden. 81 million satisfied customers. Wait, what?
Yeah, I think that one's pretty in poor taste, don't you? I think that's
right.
I think that one's pretty bad because there are so many seniors out there that depend on those life alerts because they do fall down because many of them don't have family to take care of them. And you being in that industry, not industry, but in the care situation, you probably were exposed to that quite a bit. So
but the thing is that Obamacare, Medicare, Part D, they're not covering a lot of that shit anymore. So you gotta have money if you want that. But it used to be that they could get it covered.
Yeah, they can't anymore because of this kind of stuff. I want to ask you everybody's opinion here. This is from the Washington Examiner. We know what a credible news source this is. Did Russian hackers blow up a Texas LNG plant on June 8th? Now, Chanda, didn't they say this about hacking the electrical grid too? They've already talked about this again.
Oh my God.
So what do you think? Did Russian hackers blow up a Texas LNG pipeline on June 8th? Or are they just fomenting more
I'm
Russian
thinking
hate?
Maybe somebody on our side might have done that, and they're just blaming it on Russia.
That they're gonna blame your dog getting lost on Russia.
I know, right?
They're doing this all over again.
Just because they said it, I'm supposed to believe it.
Yeah, I don't get it anymore. I do not get it anymore. 90s style arrogant joke, not funny. Yeah, I'm with you. Biden pressing the button is frightening. Yeah, and he could very well press the button. But I don't think they're going to let him. Hakeem Jeffries, the House will continue to expose the cult's extreme effort to violently overthrow the U.S. government and install a tyrant. And Lee Camp says, over the past few days, over a third of Americans have been told not to leave their homes because of the heat. We're dying. We are killing this planet, and our ruling elite do nothing about it because they get rich from the status quo. I mean, so Lee Camp is talking about something that means something, and Hakeem Jeffries is talking about performative political bullshit.
Always.
And this guy's next in line to be the house drinker. Which is unfortunate once again too. I have a question.
Why not? It's always the worst, you know.
How can you tell when a politician's lying, Chanda?
When they open their mouth.
When they open their mouth every single time. And unfortunately, I believe this is the case with all politicians these days. Now, I brought a special segment today, and this is to highlight our new Sabby Says segment, and you guys are going to see a lot of Sabby. This is the second one. We opened with Sabby, but she hits it out of the park continually, and I would rather platform our sisters and brothers like Sabby who are calling it out than bringing on a high-profile celebrity status type person. So let's hear what Sabby's got to say here.
There's more.
Out of the park.
$225 million in humanitarian assistance to Ukraine, which Biden said will go towards supplying safe drinking water, critical medical supplies, health care, food, shelter, and cash for families to purchase essential items. This is the part that really made me want to just rip my hair out. The U.S. will also provide $225 million in humanitarian assistance. This will go towards supplying safe drinking water. We have cities and towns right here in the United States that don't have safe drinking water. What about people in Flint? And by the way, it's not just Flint. There are towns like Flint in this country that are not in Michigan. It's not just Flint. Safe drinking water. So you can give someone else safe drinking water, but you can't give us safe drinking water? Is that how this works?
Yep.
Everyone should be livid about this.
I am.
Yep.
They go on to say critical medical supplies and health care. Oh, isn't that so nice that you want to give someone else health care, but you can't even give us health care? You can't even fix the health care system in the United States, but you're going to give health care to someone else. Someone explain that to me. Tell me how that makes any sense. There's more. Food, shelter. Food and shelter, ladies and gentlemen. We have food shortages right here in the United States. We have millions of homeless people in the United States. We can't provide shelter to our own damn people, but we're going to give shelter to people abroad. Funny how we magically can come up with the money to do it for someone else, but when it's our own people right here in the United States, they don't have the money.
Now, I'm going to tell you again, go over, please subscribe, please share Sabrina Salvati, Sabby Sabs, because one of the things we do here, it's not about us, it's about elevating our sisters and brothers. And when you give to us, you help us to help elevate our sisters and brothers as much as possible. Because when I see a young woman like Sabby speaking this kind of truth, it makes me wonder what the hell is going on. Because I know a lot of you in this chat right here could articulate those points and put it up there. So if you ever want to come on or do a show or do a stream and speak truth to power like this young lady does, please let us know. We'll help you out.
We need so many, we need millions of voices. I will stand with Sabby any day. She is speaking about the plight of the working class, which nobody is, nobody does, nobody gives a shit. Nobody listens, nobody hears, nobody cares that the people at the bottom are literally being crushed under the weight of fucking greed.
Abso-frickin-lutely. Crazy Puppet Thank you, Crazy Puppet. LNG plant was hacked in time for the market need of LNG. Usually, internal market opportunity. Facts. I happen to agree with you, Crazy Puppet. And isn't it funny? This LNG issue for the market, they're having trouble with it in Pakistan as well. Same thing. Wonder what's going on. But I'll tell you one thing. I don't believe for a second that Putin had anything to do, Russian hackers. This is all what you're talking about right here. Right here, Crazy Puppet. Right here. Holy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, anyway, once again, can't say enough about Sabby, and she's got a fantastic engineer. And I know you're in the chat, Eric. I'm not just saying it because you're here. I'm saying it because you are. You're a good guy. Got to meet Eric's wife, wonderful lady from our conversation. You guys are solid. You keep doing the damn work, all of you. All of you. Moving right along.
Right.
Then
keep speaking truth.
Then
Truth
we've
to
got
power.
this kind of shit. Can you believe this?
Oh my God, I was dying when I saw this. Like, what the hell?
This is Hollywood. Hollywood. This guy has the IQ of a sandpit. I swear to God. He is. This is the worst kind of photo op, and to me, this speaks volumes to the character of this Hollywood shitlib right here.
You're my hero, Zelensky.
Are you?
Is that what he said to him?
Yeah. Oh my God. Some of the photo shots that they took. Ben's worked out. He's in pretty good shape. He's an actor.
Oh, Zoolander's looking good. Yeah, this
he's
is
looking
Zoolander
great.
too.
You
the
dumbass.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable. But I could have a wall of shame here, and a good percentage of that wall of shame would consist of assholes like this. I mean, holy smokes. You got two shitty actors up there in that one. So, again. No, there is two shitty actors because I brought the Breaking Bad actor who says Americans should shut the fuck up about gas prices if they love capitalism so much. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? And again, I want to reemphasize, we all know, whoever's watching this, that Hollywood has been in bed with the military-industrial complex since the first coming.
Day one. Since day one. They probably funded all the original studios.
Again,
I guess.
Why do you think you have cop shows, military shows, all of this stuff? And I've been trying to get away from it forever. And even going back, The Last Kingdom, that was great.
It's hard.
Great.
We're trained. We're trained to.
We're desensitized to anything that has to do with humanity and helping people and helping the planet. And Hollywood is culpable in that, and they should be held accountable. And I can't wait till you see who we made Scumbag of the Week here coming up. You guys probably already know.
I want to shout out Super Ray over on the Rock Vid, Shami K. You can't make me stop watching Beauty and the Boomer just because folks claim they're right wing. That's right.
we're so right wing. We're so right. But I think the right wingers like us because we're beating the shit out of the Democrats as much as we do.
Well, yeah, and that's always been. But to me, it's the Democrats that stabbed me in the freaking back,
and
that's why I pivoted and was like, "Whoa, okay, you guys are worse. Like, it's time to deal with you."
They're in charge of the Titanic right now. I mean, why?
Clean up your own backyard before you go after somebody else.
Yeah, I kind of like this meme. Chris Legion again with the means. Beans and Franks for Ukraine. That's and then your favorite there. There's Meathead. There's Rob Reiner. Every day one of these three manages to out cringe the other and who wins. And he's referring to Ben Stiller and the rest of them. It's just don't forget Sulu from Star Trek.
Sulu. Oh yeah, George Takei.
George Takei.
Oh God, he's so cringe. He's so cringe. I mean, the wokeism. Wokeism's having a rough couple of weeks or months, right?
Yeah,
taking some hits.
Absolutely. We're in the talk Sue phase of the show, which is most of the show anyway. You've got it. Is this an Elon Musk board unanimously?
Okay, so we got
yes,
we've got a bunch of news when it comes to Elon. So Project Veritas got a hold of. Not the first one, but the second meeting he had internally with Twitter employees. And this woman that's asking the questions, I don't know if you've watched it. I brought just a little bit of it. She is so condescending and so like, oh, we need protected. And what are you going to do about Twitter? You're going to let all these vile people come in. How are you going to keep us safe? And
safe from what?
I know. So he answers a few of those questions, but this was to be approved. The board unanimously approved Elon for his $44 billion Twitter takeover bid today. That happened this afternoon. And do you know how CNN covered it? CNN covered it by by blowing up the fact that his 18-year-old trans daughter, I think that's her pronoun, she's daughter, is changing her name to drop Musk from the end of it.
Yeah,
and so their big thing is, oh my God, she's distancing herself from her dad. She's severing ties. She's 18 years old. She's on her way to college. I would not want to carry Musk as my last name either and have everybody in the world focus on the fact that that was my dad's last name. You know, it was disgusting. And so bottom of the pit reporting of CNN to just, they're pissed. They're pissed that he's getting CNN or that he's getting Twitter, and what he's going to do. He's going to make, you know, the bots be verified. And I think that that's great. To see a shit ton of bots get wiped off Twitter will be nice. And I hope that that's what happens.
Maybe his daughter wants to go to college without a target on her back or have to have a security detail.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Oh my God, use your brain, CNN. How disgusting.
CNN doesn't have a brain. They are horrible.
Yeah.
I hope they turn CNN to reruns of Barney or something. So here we go. Let's check this out.
This is Viva free. Viva free.
Viva
As
free.
we think about, obviously, the product and the service and serving customers all around the world, clearly it's critical and existential for us to serve diverse communities and all people, as you said earlier. So inclusion and diversity is obviously core and essential to our work at Twitter, both our employees and the customers that we serve. You've been vocal on a variety of different topics and issues that relate to inclusion and diversity. Can you talk about both your views and also your commitment to creating a diverse and inclusive workplace and also a service where everyone can feel included and safe?
Do you understand, by the way, they talk about diversity and inclusiveness. This is what drives me nuts. And if I were in Elon's shoes, which I'm not, and maybe there's a reason for which I'm not in Elon's shoes, maybe it's because I would have said this. You talk about diversity and inclusion, and it seems you include all forms of diversity and inclusion, except for the diversity and inclusion of ideology, differing political ideology. If one were to look at an environment, let me remove this for a second. If one were to look at an environment and say or see, oh, it seems to be 90% male, it seems to be 90% white, it seems to be 90% anything, you would say, there's a diversity problem here. By their own standards, you would say, there's a diversity problem here. We only seem to have white people. We only seem to have men, and that's not very diverse. Well, why does diversity and inclusion, according to this individual who works for Twitter and is interviewing Elon Musk, not include ideological diversity and inclusion? If I look at Twitter, and it just so happens that it is 90% plus leftist-leaning ideology, is there not absence of diversity and inclusion for, say, conservative perspectives, for, say, libertarian perspectives? Why is it that this diversity and inclusion only includes the most easily objectifiable of traits of diversity and inclusion? Why is that? And even among the diversity and inclusion that they have, okay, so it's not 90% male, it's not 90% white, it's diverse and inclusive, except as relates to ideology. What impact do you think that has, Madam Interviewer, with respect to the product and the environment that you put out and host?
You can't argue with that. That's absolutely what we're seeing on all the social media platforms. There is no diversity of ideology at all. I mean, it's crushed. You have to fit safely in our little bubble so we feel safe, or your voice is just cropped.
Yeah. And again, that's not what we're all about. You know, we're all about, hey, the clock's ticking, the planet's burning, people are dying. You know, get with it. Come, Schwari, Kate. Check out.
Don't think for 1 second that we don't think Elon's a freaking scumbag.
Abso-frickin-lutely. Kamshwari Kate, check out the 1937 movie Lost Horizon. It caused Hollywood a Hollywood stir as it promoted sharing of resources. Of course it did, because it wasn't murder, death, kill. It was about sharing of resources and other things. And Kate, you brought that up because I really liked that movie. There was a quote in it. I had to look it up here, and I think I've got it in front of my face. I want to read this quote to you. It says it's from Chang, but I remember this. because I'm getting a little bit older in the tooth. Age is a limit we impose upon ourselves. You know, each time you Westerners celebrate your birthday, you build another fence around your mind. And you know what? I am building a fence around my mind every year I get older. I need to shake that off because it's just a fact. We live, we were born, we live, we die.
Damn right.
And
Hear, hear.
and to go through my last, few years of life ruminating about the past is a waste of time. And it's building a fence around my mind. So I'm doing my best, and with the help of you and my friends who I work with on a regular basis, you're going to help me not have fences around my mind, and I'm going to stay intact as long as possible.
We're going to keep you forever young.
Yeah, forever young. So that's that quote that triggered that memory of that quote. So thank you so much, Kate. I appreciate you having me revisit that. We have got this I picked this up from one of our sisters and brothers this weekend. I thought it was right on. The Free Thought Project. Free speech is at the wall with firing squad, and the White House is the commandant getting ready to aim fire. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. What's the little thing there? Google, and what's the little guy there? I can't see the little guy's face. I don't know.
Is it Reddit?
Yeah, Reddit. And that's what they're doing to free speech. And I thought that was a graphic representation to actually what's really happening to us. They're shooting us down.
Is that the White House standing guard next to
And this January 6th crap continues to contribute to that kind of mentality because
we've got some of that on the deck. We're going to talk about
censorship, man. Censorship.
Yeah.
Sister Linda, once again, wants to remind, show me a billionaire, and I'll show you someone who steals from the working folks for a living. And that is so right. Thank you, Sister Linda. Got Starbucks man there. And there was a Jeff Bezos controversy the other day that Chanda finally said, he's right there, Oz. What's wrong with you?
he's right there. How could you miss him?
How could I miss him?
He's the one that looks like Lex Luthor.
It's Bill Gates. I keep forgetting. Bill Gates is going to own all the chicken feed. So here we go. What do you got here? You got Fox.
Oh, so Hillary Clinton was out doing the rounds this weekend, if you didn't notice. And she had some tough love for the Democratic Party.
Oh, tough love coming from Hillary. That's like a day with...
This is a great monologue about it.
This is horrible. Tough love from Hillary Clinton.
Hillary says Democrats' trap is pushing woke crap. So the Dems have become so dense that even she's making sense. In a new interview, Hillary Clinton, the first lady of second place, was at terrible. Red meat applause. Was asked why Dems seem to be going out of their way to lose elections by focusing on causes that only affect a small fraction of voters. Funny, asking Hillary how to win elections is like asking France how to win wars. But she seemed to admit the interview was right, chasing woke issues, noting, quote, look, the most important thing is to win the next election. The alternative is so frightening that whatever does not help you win should not be a priority. Meaning, it's not like she's against wokesters. She just knows most Americans are. Suddenly, there are more deplorables than ever. She singled out the progressive push to defund the police, adding, you need accountable measures, but you also need policing. It doesn't even pass the common sense politics test not to believe that, end quote. So Hillary knows police are the best way to control criminals and perverts, especially the ones that share a house with you. Walked right into that. Of course, all this sober talk from Clinton is because she knows in December the Dems are going to get flattened like a beach chair in Brian Stelter's backyard. But Van Jones made the point much clearer on CNN Thursday, much to the blank stares of the hosts.
We're in danger of becoming a party of the very high and the very low. You've got people who are very well educated and very well off. Those people talk funny. Latinx, I've never met a Latinx. I've never met a BIPOC. I've never met, all this weird stuff that these highly educated people say is bizarre. And then the people who are very low down on the economic ladder need a bunch of stuff. You wind up over-promising, we're going to give you reparations to people at the bottom of the economic ladder, talking weird to appeal to people at the top of the economic ladder, and the working class walks away from you.
Incredible. First Hillary, and now CNN making sense? What's next? Joe Biden winning the Tour de France? It's funny, because he can't ride a bike.
Well, Greg, I think you need to go
I
to
don't normally
comedy
laugh
class.
at him. But he was funny. That some of that was funny.
Yeah. I think that the hypocrisy there, Hillary Clinton's changing her narrative as usual.
Well, that's my question. What the hell is going on? Why has the blue dogs of the DNC started to pivot? They've realized that all of their woke virtue signaling isn't getting them anywhere. It's not getting them the votes. People are mad. People are leaving. So now it's a little bit time to pivot back and say the things that we need to say to try to get the working class to support us, because that's what we have do every year and we've done for the last 40 years. We don't give you anything. We don't do anything for you. We don't fight for you. But come election time, we need you. So we'll start saying stuff that you identify with.
You watch in the next 5 months. They're going to be walking back or talking backwards from what they've been talking since Biden got in office. Believe me, they are the Titanic. And I will say again, and some of you may agree, some of you may not. We need to burn the Democratic Party to the ground in this next election cycle and scare them so bad that the Republicans take notice.
We thought that was what we were doing in 2016 and 2020.
No, you can't do that from inside the party. It's a class. It's like Sabby says, like we've been saying, it's a class war out there. Yep. It's the rich against the poor, as it always has been, except now it's been amplified because the rich have all the money, all the toys, all the power. And who the hell gave it to them? Mostly the Democrats.
Yeah, mostly the Democrats. And your elected officials, even the ones that kept their mouths fucking shut and silent and didn't fight when they said they would.
So you GOPers take note. You know, you better watch it because you're an endangered party too. Both of you. More people have in this cycle don't give a shit about either party anymore. And they used to count on this, and they still do because our election system is rigged. It's screwed up. Whether it's rigged at the primary level or the national level, I think both, but there you go.
It is, it's both. And that way it's harder to find, right? It's whack-a-mole, like I always say.
Yeah.
You know, they do it one way here, another way there. There's nothing uniform from country to country.
You guys take it. We just got Social Security and Roe versus Wade put in big trouble, and we're on the verge of getting another war. So you guys take it and get us into that war. And next time you come back and we'll finish off Social Security and Medicare. Yeah. And then Roe versus Wade will be buried. Back and forth. That's all they're doing. Yeah. It's all they're doing. It's a class war. Never forget that. And
here's my question. How many 401ks did they get after they shut everything down, forced so many people to leave their jobs, and then forced the mandates? How many 401ks, how many people were out of work for so many months and said, screw it, I'll just cash it in. And you end up giving, $50,000, $60,000 to just poof, gone. So that way you can have 10 grand to live on.
Yeah,
that's what they wanted. And we knew they were coming for it. We told you guys 2 years ago.
Just like in 2008
your house,
or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, we lost like 40.
Every time they come for one thing of yours, your house, your retirement.
The wealthy don't care. They have the micro stock traders. They can make whatever they lose back and more within seconds. So again, it's bullshit. Never forget.
I hear you,
The
Eric.
Koch brothers funded Bill Clinton's early rise to power in an attempt to move the Democratic Party further to the right. Well, that's the Koch brothers. And what's this? We got another United spot, huh?
This one's funny. Do you know what a Joe noun is?
I have no idea what it is.
Well, you need to learn your Joe nouns because we're coming into election season.
All right.
Hi, my name is, Joe, and I identify as the president. My name is Nancy, and I identify as someone who cares about you. Today we're going to be talking about Joe nouns. What are Joe nouns? Joe nouns are, wait, what were we talking about? Joe nouns are words that let people know that Joe Biden is doing a great job. Yeah, for example, instead of saying, wow, those gas prices are horrible, use your Joe nouns. Say, wow, Joe Biden is awesome. And that just sounds better. And it puts people in a great mood. Yeah, when people say gas prices are horrible, that really hurts my feelings. And it's offensive. And my name is Joe. Using Joe nouns is simple. Anybody can use them. For example, instead of saying I can't believe how high inflation is, use your Joe nouns and say, I can't believe how great Joe Biden is. And that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Feeling warm and fuzzy is what showdowns are all about. Yeah, they are. Just like when you hear a crowd scream, "Fuck Joe Biden," or "Let's go Brandon," use your Joe nouns and scream back, "Joe Biden is the greatest president that ever lived." Show nouns are easy to use, and they can turn a bad situation into a wonderful experience. For example, if you hear the news say that Joe Biden's approval rating is low, use your show nouns and say, "That's a lie." And if you hear someone saying, "Hey, that Joe Biden can't walk upstairs or ride a bike," use your Joe nouns and tell him, "Joe Biden got 81 million votes." And when you hear some racist Trump supporter saying Trump won, use your Joe nouns and say, "Yo, he's changed."
Shit. I want
Use
you.
your Joe nouns.
If I get you an Absolute Vodka T-shirt with Nancy Pelosi's face on it, will you wear it?
I would wear it. I absolutely would wear it.
That's funny. I just want to. I got a statistic here that should make everybody enraged. Weekend mass shootings 9. 6 dead, 42 injured. June 17th, 5 injured. Chicago, Illinois. June 17th, Baltimore, Maryland, 4 injured. June 18th, Pensacola, Florida, 5 injured. 2 dead, 2 injured. San Antonio, 5 injured. Grand Rapids. Miami, Florida, 5. June 19th, Waltersboro, South Carolina, 2 dead, 2 injured. Washington, D.C., 1 dead. June 19th, 3 injured. I think that one in Washington, D.C., that was a kid, like 14 or something. I'm not totally sure.
Yeah, right.
And Harlem, or maybe it was Harlem, 1 dead and 8 injured. So there you go. This is the state of the United States of America with mass shootings. Don't let them kid you. I don't know how many mass shootings were there last year, like 287 or something.
I think it was higher than that.
It was probably higher, but
yeah.
there's at least one a day for every day of the year.
I don't know what the solution is because this is a combination problem, I believe,
Yeah. Oh, it is. It is. I still say
not one thing's going to fix it.
Eliminating the problem of houselessness.
Yeah.
And
make their
healthcare.
lives livable and not, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
That's
really
what
think that, actual, taking care of the populace would solve or help this issue greatly.
I do too.
And what did you bring on Mr. Ricky Gervais?
Oh, well, there's good news. I brought good news.
What?
Gas prices have dropped. They've
No.
dropped. Go ahead and play this. Yes, they have.
What, did they drop 18 cents?
Not a joke.
Gas prices are down a little bit, but it sure doesn't feel that way. The average price for a gallon of regular gas in Los Angeles dropped 0.6 of a cent to $6.45.
What the hell did you just say?
The average price for a gallon of regular gas in Los Angeles dropped 0.6 of a cent to $6.45.
A little bit of breathing. A little bit of breathing.
0.6 of a cent.
Okay.
Well, take it!
Our message to everybody struggling right now is this: help is on the way.
What the
So don't spend all yours at once, okay? All that savings that you're going to see in your pocket this coming week, saving the 0.6 of a cent.
Yeah, and the Democrats are taking all these bullshit numbers like
We'll
employment.
take it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, every little thing that they can it is really ridiculous. And that person who accidentally set the gas pumps to 69 cents raised enough
God
money.
bless you.
Yeah, raised enough money to pay back the gas station or the company that lost, so much money for that person's mistake, and they still won't let him have his job back. I'm just blown away. He raised the money, I think GoFundMe or whatever, and paid him back.
Okay, so I haven't heard this story. I managed C-stores for 20 freaking years. So what happened? He set the gas prices wrong.
Yeah,
and
there's something wrong. He screwed something up, or they. I don't know if it was a he
you
or
program it. I've set the gas prices for the whole Olympic Peninsula for years.
That
and
was
you
probably
program.
supposed to be 669 or something.
Missed a decimal.
Missed a decimal, and a lot of people drove in. I guess they got 20 grand worth of gas. At those prices, it goes fast. But they raised the money, paid him back, and they still can't get their job back. I think that's pretty shitty.
Yeah.
My advice would be keep the money, don't let them have it, and go find yourself another job and offer that money back to the people who donated. And you just popped out of there. Oh my God,
Zoom crashed. It was a Zoom problem. It said Zoom was going to send a report. I don't know.
Oh, well, you came back pretty fast. That's
Yeah, it was just Zoom that I came out of. It wasn't anything else.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if you're back here. Anyway, I was blithering on. So,
back in black.
Yeah, let me see if I can get now my mouse isn't working. Where are you, Shanda? There's Shanda.
Are we all glitching?
No, we're fine. I think we're fine.
Okay.
Are we fine? I
Yeah, that was weird. It just crashed and it said your Zoom unexpectedly quit working, and would you like to send a report to Zoom? I was like, okay.
No, I want I want things to work. Hi, Trish T. Good to see you. Trish said hi, Shanda.
Hey, Trish.
Say hi to Trish.
Hi, Trish.
Hi, Trish. Anyway, we've got Don
Hey, Jim.
Lemon. Don Lemon.
Don Lemon.
His days are numbered. He's going to be out of a job here within the next 6 months.
Oh, right. No, they always keep living.
He gets like 350,000 views on his show in prime time. Are you kidding me?
I remember that story I brought where he was grabbing some dude's junk.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, that was gross.
Keep it in the bedroom, buddy. Okay, here we go.
He has made this his top economic priority as we're talking about inflation, as we're talking about the economy. Like, we have to remember where this country was more than a year ago when he walked into office. The economy was not in a great place. Schools were closed, businesses were closed. We didn't have a comprehensive COVID strategy. And what he ended up doing was meet that moment, pass the American Rescue Plan. Only Democrats passed that plan. He signed it. It was his plan. And now we're seeing an economy that's bouncing back.
It's bouncing back already.
Yeah, 0.6% every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you kidding me, man? Oh my God. Oh, what if oil companies are keeping gas prices high to help Republicans get elected in exchange for more tax breaks? What if?
This is the crap that I found today on my Facebook. Like, what shit is this?
Yeah. What? I don't know. What do you think? What does the chat think? Oil companies are keeping the gas prices high to help Republicans get elected. I think the Democrats have made them more money than the Republicans.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, so yeah, to get the Republicans elected, but how many of those Democrats are taking money from these guys too?
Oh, huge. And I saw their P&L, or at least a meme of their P&L, and they're making money hand over fist.
Oh, yeah,
So,
right?
But Joe Biden doesn't have any control over that. He couldn't get on the bully pulpit and say, lower the prices, your profits are exorbitant. But he doesn't do that because they donate to his campaign. What the hell you got here? A warning from a farmer. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this.
I'm dropping her channel in the chat. She's a homesteader. And this message is just mind-blowing to me that nobody is talking about this in the mainstream. And that is the cost of poultry feed and how much it's gone up in the last couple of months.
I know how much it's gone up.
What that's going to do for egg prices in the coming months. And
plus, haven't they been burning down chicken processing plants too? Isn't that a problem?
Yes, that's a problem too.
Okay,
Exactly.
Let's check it out. I'm afraid to hear what I'm about to play.
Really, the cost of eggs for us to produce them is not surprising at $12 a dozen.
What?
A bulk bag of feed last year was $185. Now I pay $430. Am gobsmacked at the comments on different channels about farmers ripping people off on egg prices. Shows people are not paying attention to what is happening. Wake up, people. We no longer sell our eggs and will downsize our poultry again, as we've been warned feed is going up again. Well, I will keep enough hens and roosters to increase my flocks again in spring for our consumption. The problem is people do not understand how their food is produced. What farmers produce this year is for next year's consumption. I roll my eyes when I hear people say there are no food shortages and our meat aisle is almost full. It's just fear-mongering. People using their grocery store as a gauge of their family's food security will pay dearly for their ignorance. Yes, there is meat in store. Now look deeper. Last year's low crop yields Crop losses and hay losses across North America resulted in massive downsizing of livestock across Canada and the US. No hay, inability to get hay, or skyrocketing feed prices was the result of last year's harvests. First time, all 4 prairie provinces, and this would be Canada, were hit with losses at the same time. Hay never made it to market as it was bought up locally. Many farmers downsized, keeping enough breeders to start up again in the spring. This caused a glut in the market. Then late winter, another downsizing took place as feed prices rose again. That is why you are still not seeing it in the meat aisle. Many small farmers were wiped out, and others can no longer afford to grow for market. Both in Canada and the USA, we keep only enough to feed our family, and many other small farmers did the same across North America. Now look at the big picture. That many animals taken out of production are not reproducing this year to replenish the market. Not enough animals to meet supply demand. You are looking at 18 months to raise up a steer and 8-10 months a pig. Don't forget now, farmers need to keep what they breed to build up livestock again if they want to continue farming.
Oh, it's not working.
Feed prices make that unlikely. Many countries have closed exports of food. Same situation as us. Look it up. So no way to replenish the losses. It costs more to feed the animals than what you can sell them for.
This is the domino effect of fuel prices, of shipping problems.
Straight from the farmers' mouths, man.
And don't blame the farmers. And I'm appalled that the farmers are getting shit. Farmers, independent farmers especially, have never ripped off the public.
Oh, hell no.
No,
Yeah,
it's these factory farms that rip off the public, and they give inferior, if not toxic, product too. So that should scare the living hell out of everybody.
It does scare me. It scares the shit out of me. I can't afford $12 and for a dozen eggs. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Chanda. Let me just give you this fact, everybody. We were paying $10 for a bag of chicken feed. The chicken feed, not the scratch grains. The chicken feed.
The actual feed.
Last year, $10. It was $10. It was, that was pandemic time, just at the end. So now, 2 weeks ago, it was $15.49. That's huge.
Yeah.
So it goes to figure, if she was paying $100, then she's paying $150. Okay. Now she's saying she's paying $400. Now that's where the math gets a little bit murky for me right there. How could it go from 100 to 400 when mine went 100 to 100 or 10 to 15?
I think we're talking about different size bags.
Well, of course, she's buying the pallet, right? Pallet, the big,
and probably a different type of feed. I don't know if it's some kind of she's talking industrial feed, but I know that consistently, if you've been buying a product that's this much and now you're paying this much, it's going to raise the cost of that product.
Well, I think my math's messed up, because if she's paying 100, that would be.
I used to have chickens, and chicken feed was expensive back then, and I can't imagine what it is nowadays.
It's I mean, the highest I seen it was $15.48 at Walmart, and that's not the greatest stuff in the world, but they, it sustains them. And
they won't let me have
the scratch grains. I was paying $7.78 for, right around there, and now I'm paying $12 something for scratch grains. Right. And again, I
think just feed your chicken. It'll be okay.
I think at best case scenario, the way I'm filtering what she's saying, and this may be Canada, I don't know.
It is Canada.
Is that what you're going to see is, if you were paying $1 for a dozen eggs, you're going to be paying $2.99 for a dozen eggs. I think that's what's going to happen.
Well,
between
I
fuel
mean, my
costs and
math
everything
ain't great,
else.
but isn't that like a little over a 33% increase? I mean, that's what we're seeing across the board. Everybody just went up. We're just going to up prices, 30,
Yeah, no,
35% across the board.
It's a threefold it's 150%. So
Yeah, no,
so
yeah.
that's it's and this is just poultry, chicken, eggs, that sort of stuff. And we just had in Kansas, last week we had over 1,000 head of cattle that got cooked to death.
Yeah, by heat dome, right? And sheep. I saw a field of sheep that got cooked too.
Sheep,
Yeah.
and then we've had some houseless people in, was it Phoenix, that died because of the heat? I'm thinking, but this shit, and how in the hell is the mass media keeping this away or keeping it at such a low level?
You're not hearing anything about any of this. Yeah, no, they're too busy, talking about how great Biden's doing.
Well, this is when
January 6th.
This is when historically the people rise up. When you don't feed them, that's when that's the trigger.
And that's you're damn right that is the trigger. And yeah, people are going hungry, and I can tell that when I go to the food bank once a month or twice a month, and I'm in that line. That line is now wrapped around the block and down the road. And yeah, I've been a Patreon to my local food bank, raising 3 kids my whole entire life, but for the last 20 years. So I know the type of clientele it had. And it's everyday working people that are just trying to survive that are coming in there now. I had to pay my power bill. So I don't have any grocery money. I'm trying to make my rent. I don't have any grocery money. I mean, that's where we're getting. It's just, people just assume that those social services, those social safety nets are there to assume. And when you're not giving to them, and especially with COVID, all the fundraising really came to a grinding halt, because a lot of that's on the ground fundraising in your community. That's can drives, that's bake sales, that's stuff that all of the little clubs are doing to donate and bring money, bring into the local food banks. And that hasn't been happening with COVID.
It has not.
Yeah.
Aram says, stock up on eggs, stock up on cows. You're right. Stock up. We're stocking up.
I wish I could have chicken.
We are stocking up on dandelions this year. We're stocking up. We're growing as many pumpkins as we possibly can. I mean, you can live on squash. That's what my indigenous.
Oz is the pumpkin farmer. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Oh shit.
He is the pumpkin farmer.
Somebody was knocking dandelions. They were mad because somebody suggested having to eat weeds, and I'm thinking, you idiot.
Dandelions are great.
They are great, and they're healthy. They're homeopathic medicine.
They are medicine.
But all this aside, Chanda, I don't want to drag this out. But combine this with your transportation costs, your healthcare costs, your dental costs.
What dental costs? I can't afford dental costs or healthcare costs.
And your necessities that you need, I mean, this is crazy. Meanwhile, we didn't bring this report, but water. Oh my God, everything's drying up.
We're going to do an update on Saturday night about Lake Mead in the Southwest. I covered it on Saturday night. It's just, it's
nuts.
It's insane, and we're going to see just an insane exodus out of the South really quick when that water dries up to nothing.
The water evaporated or receded so bad in Spain in this big river that a World War II military ship was uncovered. A ship. So it's not isolated to anywhere on the planet. It's isolated everywhere on the planet, and then the floods come. And anyway, I'm losing my shit here. What do we got here?
You know what would take care of all that, right?
What?
Giant meteor.
Oh, damn it. I've got a meme down the road here that'll take care of just about everything. What is this? Is this a funny or is this a real one?
Oh, you have to try Joey's dandelion tea. Joey's Coffee, our partner here, our community partner at
the Land of Oz. Yeah.
Land of Oz. Yeah.
She's got a bumper of dandelion tea, and we're still harvesting, and it's almost July. We usually stop
the
by
best
June.
Dandelion tea.
Yeah, it's great. Who's this? Is this the actress person?
Oh, so this is Kamala Harris saying that you should have the right to make decisions for your body.
Oh, this is Saturday Night Girl. Saturday Night.
No, this is just the cover.
Oh, okay.
My message to unvaccinated Americans is this. What more is there to wait for? What more do you need to see?
Oh yeah, we're getting
You've
into
been
a COVID
patient,
section.
but our patience is wearing thin, and your refusal has cost all of us. So please do the right thing.
We're very concerned about what a degradation of the right to privacy will mean beyond the right to have access to an abortion. So we're going to see. I've convened faith leaders. And, you know, for those of us of faith, I think that we agree, many of us, that there's nothing about this issue that will require anyone to abandon their faith or change their faith. It's simply saying that the government should not have the ability to decide what an individual does with her own body. Let her make that decision with her pastor or her rabbi or whoever she consults. But it should not be the government making that decision. Protection for women. It's simply saying that the government should not have the ability to decide what an individual does with her own body.
We've got to protect our phony baloney job, gentlemen. We must do something about this immediately. Immediately. Harumph.
I'm sensing mixed messages here.
Just a little, right?
Just a
little.
I don't know.
Well, speaking of that, I brought some Bernie. Have you seen this yet?
No, tell me it isn't so.
Oh, Bernie. Say it's not so.
All right, let's hear what he's got to say.
Senator Paul raised the issue about money and so forth. And I look at it, his questions are valid, but I look at it a slightly different way. I am concerned, and you correct me if I'm wrong here, Moderna, who helped create one of the important vaccines that is saving lives, received, as I recall, about $2.5 billion, I think, during the Trump administration. My understanding, and you correct me if I am wrong, is that the gentleman who is the head or was the head of Moderna recently received a golden parachute of some $800 million. $2.5 billion of federal funding to develop the drug. Moderna makes huge amounts of money. This guy receives $800 million in golden parachute. Am I right about that?
I'm not aware of that. It's not something I would keep up with, particularly in this job.
Not something you would keep up with. The head of the Food and Drug Administration, you would not be concerned that a guy, when we're trying to get vaccines out to people, I'm corrected, it's a $926 million golden parachute. If that's true, if the federal government gives a company $2.5 billion and short time later, the head of the company gets a $900 million golden parachute, that is not a concern to you?
No, I didn't say it was not a concern. I said it's not something I keep up with in daily life. What I'm very concerned about is the equitable distribution of vaccines that save lives and antivirals that save lives, and we're not reaching the goals that we need at this point.
Maybe, I think I would hope everybody agrees that we need the financial resources to make sure that everybody has the vaccines. But if one guy ends up with $900 million rather than using that money to get out the medicine we need, the vaccines we need out to the people, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Is Bernie showing his naivete here or just being a dick?
Oh my God.
This is not new. This has been going on forever. What is he doing? Is this performative shit by Bernie Sanders?
We got to make sure that all that money, instead of the head, these guys getting it, these golden parachutes, that money should go to make sure everybody gets a vaccine. Because hell, I don't care about Medicare for all. So let's just boop boop everybody.
Okay, okay. For all of you who are fans of Bernie,
but the head of the FDA is nauseating too. Can I tell you that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Not doing their job. They should have every statistic that has to do with anything.
Exactly.
Right in front of their fingertips, and they should be knowledgeable about it. Okay, they're not me; they're the FDA.
Yeah, exactly.
And here's the thing too: back in 2000 and something, under 10, the CEO or the chair of United Healthcare I can't remember that asshole's name, got $2.5 billion when he retired from
Why
that.
not? Why not?
What the actual Bernie? This is commonplace practice, and I am insulted and incensed by this because all he's doing is doing what he should have been and doing it in a vociferous way all along the way. But he should have a goal set in mind. He should call for resignations. He should call for investigations. He should have not let Joe Biden lie 5 times in the last debate, making him look like a cuck, and then bending the knee to the Democrat establishment, therefore screwing everybody once again. So fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Boy, he didn't fool us, but we were hoping he wouldn't end up the way he is. I am all finished with Bernie Sanders.
It hurts me to see Bernie stumping for Big Pharma to get more money.
Yeah, and that's what
I see it as.
What that
just
is.
Like you didn't question it at all. Just fall in line. Yeah.
We were questioning it along the way. We were echoing. I think, God, who was it? It was Sabrina saying today, the big mistake is that we centered the movement around a candidate, Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, she's absolutely right. And I agree. I've thought that since day one, especially when he refused to take the helm, standing there in Philly, just heartbroken with, 100,000 other people that have came from all over the country. I just knew. I looked around and like, okay, who's our leaders? Where's our leaders? And, nobody took the ball and ran. And we had momentum. That was the effed up thing. We had momentum. We really did.
And I'm going to show some hypocrisy here from the other day. We have people registering to run as independent candidates. And I made the comment without thinking it through clearly because I was being a hypocrite, is that I said that this person, Claire Daly, would be a hell of a candidate to run because she might be able to revive the movement that Bernie flushed down the toilet. And it's the antithesis of what I just said to you guys. We cannot do this with a candidate. We've got to look at candidates totally different. But we need people outside the electoral rigging mess, disaster that we have in this country to make these movements go and work. Because what happened here, Bernie cratered that movement of thousands, if not millions of people in one fell swoop in the last cycle.
And ripped them off too. Let's not forget the millions and millions of dollars that just...
I'm not even going to debate anybody on Bernie because there's so many people. Bernie Sanders 2024. You know what?
Wake the hell up, people.
How many times do you got to get screwed before you wake up?
How many times is he going to cheat on you and then come back to you and cheat on you and come back to you? You know what? I put up with it for 4.5 years for Bernie Sanders. I let him abuse me more than I've ever let any man.
And money.
No.
And money. Most of our sisters and brothers who were supporting Bernie Sanders lost money and time and heartache, everything else.
Heartache, and so many people died. Like I had so many close people that just the toxicity of taking the Dems on at that level, you don't understand till you're in there on a floor fight, like just the evilness, the toxicity that you take in. And I swear I had so many good friends die of cancer that were inside the Democratic Party fighting. And we
could indirectly and in probably an unfair way lay a lot of these deaths on Bernie Sanders, particularly this disaster, this proxy war in Ukraine. Had he taken Biden down, there would be a lot of...
Had he called him out.
Just like Al Gore. Can't stand Al Gore, but, had Bush Jr. not wormed his way in, we might not have gone into the Iraq debacle. So that's how I'm laying the death of all these people and the situations at these guys' feet. We can't rely on these candidates for a movement. We need people in the street. We need people who can articulate these points like our sisters and brothers do every day. So I hope that you, the chat, and our sisters and brothers here are inspired to help promote that. So it's a class war. We can't have candidates be the leader of these movements. And that's the message for today. We've got Pfizer COVID vaccine lawsuit defense. What the hell is this?
So remember, I brought a whistleblower a couple of months ago who was talking about how she was working on the Pfizer trials and all the crap they were pulling and illegal shit they were doing. She had undercover video. Remember this? I brought it a couple months ago. Anyways, this is about that.
All right, let's check it out. We're almost out of
Update.
here. We got about 15 more minutes here, folks. Stick with us. It's been great.
So Brooke Jackson is suing Pfizer under the False Claims Act. Ms. Jackson claims that while developing their vaccine for the coronavirus, Pfizer cut corners in their clinical trials, wasting taxpayer dollars, violating federal regulations, and possibly endangering Americans' health. Ms. Jackson claims that in the, quote, race to secure billions in federal funding and become the first to market, the defendants, Pfizer, deliberately withheld crucial information from the United States that calls the safety and efficacy of their vaccine into question. Ms. Jackson also went on to say that the defendants concealed violations of both their clinical trial protocol and federal regulations, including falsification of clinical trial documents. Due to the defendant's scheme, millions of Americans have received a misbranded vaccination, which is potentially not as effective as represented. The vaccine's U.S. Food and Drug Administration authorization resulted from a deeply flawed clinical trial that violated FDA regulations. The defendants have profited from the COVID-19 pandemic at the expense of the United States and its citizens by abusing the scientific process." Unquote. Now, Pfizer has proposed in their defense in the lawsuit charging them with vaccine study fraud that there cannot be any legal culpability associated with the charged violations with certifications to the federal government as part of the contract in response to the COVID-19 vaccine. Why? Well, as mentioned at the top of the program, Pfizer is claiming that the federal contract status offers them immunity from such claims. The pharmaceutical company is seeking to dismiss the lawsuit brought on by the whistleblower Brooke Jackson under this premise. Now, who exactly is Ms. Jackson? Let's take a look at her for a minute. Well, she worked for a contract research organization called Ventavia Research Group on the pivotal Phase 3 Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine study. She alleges that she witnessed many critical, compliance-violating anomalies needing immediate attention. She emailed the complaint concerning alleged violations of good clinical practices, as well as various compliance frameworks and laws, to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration back in September of 2020.
Wow.
So we all know, and we have known since before it even got rolled out, that they were going to give these asshats immunity all the way. And especially when they lock in the kids, then they've got full immunity. And they literally just pulled a complete experiment on the whole entire populace of the world.
I don't know how that immunity is going to work out if these kids start having big problems from this latest push to have them.
That interview Pasta did yesterday was horrifying. They literally based it on 80 kids. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was with Rogowski. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was horrifying. We've got.
Oh, I want to shout out our Super Rays over on the Rock Fan. Aram, glad to see you. Aram says Bernie's impression. Now I can't do Bernie's voice, but am I to take it that I facilitated $926 million going to Moderna's CEO as a golden parachute? Well, yes, Bernie, you did. That's just to be clear. Bernie Sanders, did that. Yes, Bernie, that was you. Bernie, is there something confusing you? Bernie. Yeah,
Bernie.
Yeah, I agree.
You did a great impression of Bernie. You need to do that more often. You and Farron are good with the impressions. And Pasta does a great Trump impression too. He does. Really good at that. I am horribly tired of Andrew Yang. I don't know about you guys, but here's Andrew Yang. I think this was yesterday. Adam Kitzinger, Liz Cheney, Pete Mehera, is that Mayor? And other Republicans who have stood on principle and with their own personal and professional risk are leaders and role models that we should elevate and protect. It's not partisanship, it's patriotism. What in the actual fuck is he talking about? You have Andrew Yang pimping out these right-wing, freako, warmongering.
They all love Liz.
Andrew Yang, it's what's the forward party he's trying to contrive or whatever. Meanwhile, you've got the president of Mexico Julian Assange is the best journalist of our time in the world, and he has been treated very unfairly, worse than a criminal, and it is a shame for the world. And I think that I read today, or Fiorella said something about he is calling for him to be released, the president of Mexico.
Good.
And
Good.
you've got,
every president of every other country should be calling for it.
And you've got...
Just like Crazy Puppets calling for it. Hashtag Assange.
Yes! You've got Andrew Yang singing the praises of Liz Cheney and the Republicans. Andrew, this guy, you know, people used to say they were impressed by successful business people. I am deplored by successful business people, especially of this ilk. This guy ran for president. It frightens me to death.
He was Obama's freaking kiss-ass infrastructure advisor or some shit, wasn't he?
Oh my God.
Come on. We know who he is. We've always known who he is. He's an Obama freaking kiss butt.
Hey, where's that guy that says I'm racist against Asian people? I want to laugh at him some more.
Oh yeah, right.
Jesus. I'm racist against asshole elites and privileged fuckers. I don't care what skin suit they're wearing.
Andrew,
Jesus
be quiet.
Christ.
Go away.
Go away for the love of God.
Hang out with Liz Cheney. She's going to be crying soon.
And kudos to President Obrador on this. This is what we need. We've got Dr. Campbell here. You bring this?
Yeah, guess what?
I don't want to hear it.
They're going to try to come back at us because it's slowly starting where we start to hear rumblings of it's getting out of control and now there's new cases of Delta. I see maybe lockdowns coming by November.
Well, we've been us and our sisters and brothers have been calling this out right in time for election time.
Yep.
Well, welcome to today's talk. It's Saturday, the 18th of June. Now, I'd had hoped to move on from COVID by now, but there is some interesting news to report. BA4 and BA5 are becoming the predominant variants around the world. Now, this is moderated or this is facilitated by immune escape. So what's happening is the BA4 and the BA5 are able to proliferate, therefore multiply and increase their numbers and therefore be shed into the environment to reinfect new people in people that are protected by vaccination and to a large extent in people that are already protected by previous infection. So the evolutionary driver of this is immune escape. That's why more of this virus is surviving, reproducing, and proliferating. That is what's happening. Just to give you the bottom line on this video, it's increasing in the United States, it's increasing in the United Kingdom, and probably around the world as well. Is it causing more severe disease? No, it's not, than the previous Omicrons. Is it causing different clinical features from the previous Omicrons? Well, again, it doesn't seem to be. There's a slight dark cloud on the horizon that I don't think is going to come to anything, so I'm not going to dwell on it, but I'll just mention it in this brief introduction. And that is an increase in the amount of Delta cases being diagnosed in the UK. Of course, the previous variant that was more pathogenic caused more hospitalizations. I'm not really expecting this to outcompete the Omicron variants, however.
I don't know.
That's my take on it too. I don't think that it will outcompete, but I think that they will fearmonger with it.
Yeah,
and we will do another round. We will do another round of this as we get through the summer and head into the fall.
Yeah, I think Inslee's getting ready to lock down Washington State as we speak, I think. So.
Oh, I need to move so bad. I've never wanted to live in a red state so badly in my life. I'm not even kidding.
I know.
That's what the Dems have drove me to that. And I have lived in a blue state my entire life. And I have lived in red states before, but I definitely want to go live in a red state.
I know. I don't. I want to live in a state that has some sense to it.
I want to live in a no-color state. How about that?
Yeah, no color. Just a
live in a green state.
Transparent state with everybody. You know, Lost Horizon. Come on, give me a ticket. Lost Horizon, Kate. I want to go. You brought Tucker Carlson. Are we going to get yelled at for being right wing again?
I don't care because he's got a point and he is absolutely right. How is what happened on January 6th any different than what Colbert's little freaking press team went in and did last week? How is it any different?
I've got shit libs lined up to argue with me, and they've already lost.
Oh, I know. They love to fight about this one. Yeah,
they've already lost. By the way, Uncle Joe gives it 5 sniffs. So here we go. And let me see if I can get it back. There we go. There we go. Let's try it. Boom.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. Happy Monday, if you could call it that, but you can't. Like most Americans, you're probably still trying to digest what has happened over these past 4 days. Profound national trauma is like that. Once you face something unimaginably horrible, nothing is ever the same. Nothing will ever be the same. Like prison, it changes a man. This is not an easy time for any of us. We get it. We're literally still shaking as we think about how close this country came to losing our democracy last Thursday. Last Thursday was June 16th, a day forever branded in our memory, a day that has joined the pantheon of tragic turning points in human history. Where were you on 6/16? You'll never forget, and neither will we. At the time, we were preparing a show on Tony Fauci and his push for a new corona shot for kids. It seemed important then. It seems so trivial now. As we were speaking on the air, at that very moment, a team of 7 saboteurs had entered the Capitol grounds and then proceeded, as saboteurs do, to breach the Capitol itself. Inside those hallowed grounds, within the very womb of democracy, these wreckers began their hunt for sitting members of Congress. That happened, ladies and gentlemen, and if it sounds shocking to you, it gets more harrowing from there. This was not some spontaneous outbreak of insurrection. No. This was a meticulously planned coup from afar. The group in the Capitol was under the direct control of an extremist called Stephen Colbert, who, as a white man, is by definition a white extremist. This white extremist, Stephen Colbert, had a 5th column within the Capitol to help him pull off his diabolical plan. He had members of Congress in his employ. Members of Congress who, believe it or not, helped the insurrectionists enter the Capitol. Just open the doors and let them walk in. Yes, that can happen. And that 5th column included Adam Schiff of California, Stephanie Murphy of Florida, and a new member called Jake Auchincloss of Massachusetts, besmirching his family name. Those 3 members of Congress allowed the wreckers inside the Longworth House office building. While inside, the insurrectionists tried to gain access to a restricted area, but they were thwarted by brave law enforcement who arrived, risking their very lives to remove the insurrectionists from the premises. But it wasn't enough, because hours later, an aide to Congressman Auchincloss secretly permitted the insurrectionists to re-enter the Capitol complex. And then around 8:30 p.m., they caused some kind of disturbance. The details are murky as of tonight. But according to one report, they were banging on windows inside the Capitol, trashing the place, committing violence against our democracy.
That was funny. He did a great job of showing the hypocrisy of the Dems and, you know, how mainstream's been reporting on January 6th.
I know that is the hypocrisy, and
Hypocrisy.
again, you know, I've never cared for Tucker Carlson, but you know what? He's got
Tucker's growing on me, and that's because he's willing to lend his platform to voices for people who don't exactly agree with him.
Yeah,
Glenn Greenwald, Jimmy Dore.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, he's walking some talk there, I gotta say, but
Not that I agree with a lot of Tucker.
no.
I don't.
No.
And honestly, the fact that he doesn't wear socks drives me crazy. Dude, you make, you know, a ton of money. Buy yourself some socks.
He doesn't wear socks?
Oh, have you ever seen him when he's like out cash? Like he just wears his penny loafers and he's wearing his Dockers that are right above his ankle, and it just like it's so cringe.
Oh yeah, I get it. It's like Sean Hannity wearing women's underwear. Same thing, right? Okay.
Well, I didn't know that, but okay.
Here we go. A nation can't solve what the press won't let it perceive. Free press, free speech, free Assange, damn it. This is not going to bode well for either party either. And all of the moot people in independent media who aren't speaking out for Assange. And I've got to say, I heard Rising speak out, not Rising, Breaking Points the other day, but not enough. You can't just kind of touch it and then let it go. You've got to
We have it on every single show and have consistently since the day we came on air.
Yeah, there was a breakdown of these shows and what they do in the back room and their back channels. It was probably Sabby again, because I pay more attention to her than most. But they pick and choose what they want to, put out there.
Of course
And they have the short straw, long straw system too, I believe. So we are just about.
We're just about out of here.
We've got a few more. You brought this lovely one. From
this one.
Taylor Lorenz.
This is a great story. So remember the story where Taylor went after Legal Bites and Tug from that umbrella guy.
Yeah, the umbrella.
And she said that she reached out for a comment and they didn't comment. Well, guess what? She got demoted.
She got to. Oh, this is Breaking Points. Oh my God.
She really has something to cry about now. Yes, this is Breaking Points. This is Sagar.
All right. We'll let Sagar talk, even though he's full of shit on some things.
I did try to find it
right
somewhere
on
else, but nobody else had covered it.
All right, Sagar, you get some credit here, but don't come at us because we'll feed you to our sisters and brothers, and you won't like it.
Damn right we will. And Kyle. And
Well, we have some news on that. Let's put this up there on the screen. As a result of Taylor Lorenz's shoddy reporting by saying that she had contacted 2 YouTubers, despite the fact that she hadn't, then trying to throw her editor under the bus, she has now been demoted from the feature staff to the technology team. Furthermore, the number 2 editor at the Washington Post has been asked to review all of her articles before publication. That is about as much of a professional slap as it gets in the business, which is when I worked as a journalist, of course, you had editors and more who would sign off on your work. Nobody was combing through being like, are you sure this is true? All of this. My bosses had trust in me that anything that I was filing for publication was done in basis with the ethics and of both professionally and of the institution. So to have it so that all your work has to get reviewed line by line before it goes up
by a top
editor, that doesn't happen.
Well, it happened now, and it couldn't happen to a nicer gal.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad.
Taylor.
Well, at least she didn't get fired like Felicia got fired. So, I mean.
Oh my God! Now she's got something to really cry about.
Yeah, she'll be crying. She'll be, whatever. I think she's going to end up leaving that place. Earlier I showed you what I thought was the LNG plant conspiracy theory. That was probably an inside job. AP just came out with this a little while ago. U.S., Iran intense sea incident. Tehran preps new centrifuges. So here we go again, Chanda, with, oh my God, they're going to make nuclear fuel for a bomb over there.
Oh, right. Because they always say that when they need Iran to be the scary boogeyman.
What caught me hilarious about this was here's this little speedboat from Iran with a Mercury 400 on the back of it. Right. And they're taking pictures from it from a U.S. naval ship. And it's like, oh, that's a tense situation. The minute they pull the trigger, they're going to be vaporized. What? Who the hell are you trying to kid, man? Jesus, this is tense situation.
It's tense. Yeah, it's tense in the sea. We could literally blast them into next year.
Give me a break, you warmongering pigs. I mean, this is Tehran, but they needed something to put their centrifuge word in there.
Right,
so that's
right. How do we work centrifuge?
More of this shit. So we work centrifuge into the thing right here. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of a ironically funny thing there. You got this one. I'm going to be talking about robots too. This is you're using my brain again. What is this about?
A vacuum cleaner robot eats sleeping woman's hair. And so it begins.
I've got a story I'm working on for these robots again. That's gonna.
Good. I so look forward to it.
My
yeah,
God.
Those things creep me out so bad.
Horrible. What's going on with the robots? I mean, we had sex bots a couple weeks ago, but these robots are not only sex bots, but they're murder bots too. So
they're murder bots.
They're murder bots. This is WikiHow. This how to pay off student loans. Just pass away.
No, that's no joke. That's how my mother had to get out from underneath her.
But there's a problem here. From what I understand, they can go after your family or your spouse for those loans.
Are you serious? Okay, well,
yep.
My dad died first, so they haven't came after me. But here's the thing: since my mom's died, I haven't got anything from anybody. Not like Social Security. Like all I've got is bills, like hospital bills, medical bills. Yeah, I thought you were supposed to get a couple $100 for a burial, death burial.
$250.
maybe I have to apply for that somewhere. I don't.
You
it's
do,
just like,
but the problem that I encountered is that soon as that they record the death certificate, the coroner, they put it in the computer, and that's the national database.
Right.
And Social Security gets that, and they immediately backload or the Social Security payment, your last Social Security payment, to the day you died.
She died on payday with Social Security. It was the 3rd. And so, yeah, I never heard a word from them. I don't know. She paid her bills that morning, and then, she passed. And so I was wondering for the longest time, are they going to try to come back on that? But that account's been closed and everything's, but still, I just this is what happens. Your government doesn't give no shits, but they keep sending you bills, like her student loan bills and her Medicare Part D bills. And it's just,
Well, they're coming for that. They're going to keep coming for that. And I got to remind everybody, which party is the one that went after Social Security first? Really went after it?
Yeah.
The Democrats, the Obama-Biden administration.
It was Obama-Biden. I know, because I remember the food stamp cuts. He came after food stamps. He came after Social Security. Remember, they cut $7 billion out of the food stamp program or something back in 2014. We literally felt that on the ground. I was living in the ghetto in a rundown place, and everybody, all of our neighbors felt that. Everybody on Social Security.
Go ahead, vote harder. Vote Democrats in. Get screwed harder. Go right ahead. Republicans are, they're going to be the same, but the Democrats got it coming. That's for sure. Scumbag of the week, Bill Maher. I thought this was a great meme. $10 million per year to manufacture corny neoliberal propaganda. It's a big club, and Bill Maher is in it. LOL for the network. I thought that was a very thoughtful, cute meme.
What financial crash of 2020?
Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about. I had money. What?
Yeah.
There was no crash.
There was no
You're
crash.
crazy.
Credit to Crystal Ball as far as I'm going to give her credit.
I give her credit for that.
But the thing of it is like the Julian Assange thing. They only touch on things that they should be going full in on. And these drama things with these morons like Bill Maher and the rest of them, and that dude that was sitting next to Crystal, he was abhorrent. That's just more drama and waste of time in a sense, which we waste time too. But Bill Maher is truly a scumbag, and he's not anywhere near funny. And the whole thing about that interview was his smugness when he said, What do you mean push? What do you mean? Oh, what crash? There was no crash,
he was like, what?
And he was sitting there with his,
how dare you say that?
How dare you say that on my show? The guy is a smug little prick. And he always has been.
Yep.
Always has been. So
I
Billy,
could never stand politically incorrect back in the day. I don't even know why he got to where he was at. Well, I did.
I liked it.
There you go. There you go. It's your fault. You shouldn't have watched that. It is my fault. Shit.
I know, but that was back. That was ABC. Now he's in bed with NBC, and they.
It started out on Comedy Central, didn't it? Politically incorrect started out on Comedy Central.
I think it was ABC. So that's my homework.
ABC?
Your homework.
It's homework. I'm gonna look it up. But I think he came out on.
All right, chat. We have a contest here. Who's right? ABC or Comedy Central? Shanda says Comedy Central. I say politically incorrect. First aired on ABC, and I certainly mea culpa because it's not.
I think it moved. I'm going to tell you. I think it jumped from one station to another.
I think it started on ABC, but you may be right. You may be right. All right, we're to the last says segment. And we're going to put Sabby there in the right above Fee says. Fee has got the last say. So Sabby's the next. Sabby says.
He always gets the last say.
So Fee's going to have the last say, but Sabby's new to our show, and we just want to have.
Shanda is right. It was Comedy Central. Shanda's
Who said
right.
that? Who said that?
President Jesus.
Okay, President Jesus. I'm going to double check unless you want to drop me the link, but I appreciate it.
I still don't believe it.
Yeah, I still don't believe it, but I'll come back and say something like Washington or like a politician. Well, ABC owns Comedy Central. No, they don't. So anyway, here we go.
No, that would be a good spin though.
That would be how a politician would spin it. Here we go. Sabby says for the Sabby says, Fee says segment. Here we go, and we're about out of here, guys. Thanks.
Quiet part out loud. The first portion here, we are standing on the precipice of losing our democracy. That's really interesting coming from someone who paid off the DNC to try to help her win. She's going to come back and talk about losing our democracy. And have you noticed they all seem to have these talking points lately? AOC is saying it. Nancy Pelosi is saying it. Joe Biden is saying it. All of them are on board with using the same phrase. We have to fight for our democracy. We might lose our democracy, but they've been buying off elections and handpicking politicians for decades. That's why I argue that we never really had a true democracy. But someone who paid off the DNC was giving them money to help her win, who cheated. She's going to complain about losing democracy.
Yeah.
Let's look at this portion right here.
It goes on. Go over there, check out, sign up, sub to Sabby. She does great, and we enjoy doing that. And the hypocrisy of the vote blue, no matter who Democrats, is unbelievable. We have Fee says here. I'll read it because it's real small, Shanda. I know you don't have big screen. Fiorella Isabella, they are killing Julian Assange because they know he signifies all of you questioning the status quo. Knowing the crimes of the empire and doing something about it. Again, it isn't about Julian Assange. It's about you. But this inhumane treatment that will eventually come for us all must be opposed. Abso-frickin-lutely. Stella Assange says here, on Friday, after announced of Patel's decision to extradite him to the USA, Julian was strip searched and moved to a bare cell for his own protection. He had no visits this weekend. Imagine what it's like for him to have to process this alone. Jesus Christ. We have a terrorist nation. We have terrorists running, fascist terrorists running this nation. Absolutely horrible. And, you know.
I'm going to write him another letter.
Write him another letter, for God's sake. I mean, that's...
Can you imagine being locked in solitary little freaking box to have to think about the...
Yeah, I mean, it's worse and worse. And they can all go to hell. And I will never forgive our government. And I don't even want to be associated with anything to do with any of it.
So housekeeping, I want to say thank you, Jim. It premiered on Comedy Central in 1993. Oh, it's not easy being right all the time, but it sure is a gift.
I'm sure the hell glad I'm wrong. But did it end up on ABC? I don't know.
It was too dirty and naughty for prime time.
I think you're right. He had that.
He had a pretty open platform. That's why I knew it was Comedy Central.
Yeah. Huh.
They're all evil. They're all terrible. They're all lizard people. Y'all know I know that. So.
And I did like politically. I didn't know any better, but that's when I thought, whatever, that we had some hope and change coming, but we sure the hell didn't.
I liked Dennis Miller at one point.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Shame on you.
But that was like the late 80s. Come on.
Yeah, well, his
before he was an idiot.
His smug arrogance was, I heard he was the worst tipper in Hollywood too.
I would believe that. I'd absolutely believe.
So anyway, housekeeping. What else housekeeping we got?
Housekeeping. What do we got here? We've got Hot Summer Nights, the Film Noir this Saturday.
Those. God, I used to be built kind of like that.
That's Oz Hudson.
That's Oz Hudson. Yeah, I had large...
I looked just like my grandma looked.
My pecs were higher and I had better guns. But other than that, you look great. Who is that? Is that Marilyn?
No, that's not Marilyn. I think, no, that's not Marilyn. I have Marilyn's, but those aren't.
Who's at Jones Beach besides me? Is it you and who else? Is that Pasta and Fee over there? Or what?
I was going to put Pasta and Fee in there, but the preface wouldn't take it. So it's just me, you, and whoever our friends are.
Okay. Don't forget, we've got the real Moscow Magic Russian blend here over at Joey's Coffee now.
Heck yeah.
And the moniker for that is in Moscow now. So she is back, and I believe they're going to be tomorrow at 12 noon, if everybody's on time. And then we've got Global South Gold, Pasta and his partner there, the llama, for the coffee, that is.
Your mama's a llama.
Your mama's a llama. And here's the address for Julian.
Yes.
Once again, there it is.
A letter, a postcard. We're with you.
Yeah, we are.
We're not alone.
Yes, please take some time. Drop him a letter. Let's see you over here on the chat. We want to say goodnight to
Yeah,
everybody.
let's
Thank
check
you
their
so much,
chats.
everybody. Jesus.
Crazy Puppet, huge shout out. Thank you so much for being such an amazing supporter. Arim, Kushami, Kate, Farron, all of you that came in and donated in the chats tonight. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're keeping us going here, guys. We really appreciate it. And check out Fair and Balanced. Farron, what are you doing these days? Are you doing your court show?
Farron?
What are you doing, Farron? Fair and Balanced. Check out Fair and Balanced. And Eric G. Red, you hung out, man. Brother Eric. It's late, Eric. It's past your bedtime, brother. How'd you get my beach pic, Eric?
Eric, thanks for sending it to me.
Yeah, woohoo, Farron. All right, so how are we doing over the Rockfin? Everybody's fine over the Rockfin? I can't see that for a second.
Yeah, Rockfin's great. Jim, Arab, who's over there?
Yeah.
Kate.
Jim.
Thomas Boosie, welcome.
Thank you for
qualifying
my claim
Leonard
that I was
Tressler.
wrong, Jim. I appreciate that. And
Was it you got some flack in the YouTube too, so I appreciate the support. I live for the times where I can show somebody up and be right.
Yeah, well, you do that to me all the time, and I don't mind because if there's somebody that wants to show me up, it's you, sister. So what are we going out with tonight? What are we going out with? We're going out with we lost you again. Oh,
yeah, my Zoom crashed again.
We got double vision. That is Windows 11. I swear to God. I swear.
I know. I don't know what's going on here. I just get booped, man.
It's Windows 11. I swear. It's Windows 11. Don't put Windows 11 on your machine.
Don't put Windows 11. I have been fighting it for weeks. Don't do it.
Yeah, it's a mess. So I'm a bullshitter. We're going out with a great song, Alan Parsons.
I picked this song for you. I know you love Alan Parsons.
I love Alan Parsons. This is Games People Play, and we will be back Saturday. Sister Amber is still under the weather.
She is.
So get well. Wish Amber.
Get well, Amber.
Wishes.
We miss you. They miss you. The chat's been asking for you.
The chat misses you. We miss you. We hope you're feeling better. And we will see you tomorrow on the Combo Couch, or we'll see you Saturday on Beauty and the Boomer. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. We're out of here. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
Night.
See if I can get this thing to work. Can I get this thing to work?
Got to push the button.
I got to push the button.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Where do we go from here now that all of the children are growing up? And how do we spend our lives if there's no one to lend us a hand? Where do we go from here now that all of the children are growing up? And how do we spend our time knowing nobody gives us a damn?